Okay, good morning, everybody. The Tanya of today is as follows: that Zereyet Stakos Masmiach Yeshuos, you plant charity and you reap salvation. So, in order for us to draw down the loving kindness of God, we have to actually be engaged in charity. Charity has this ability. It's the most important mitzvah. It says in the Talmud Yerushalmi that charity, whenever it speaks about tzedakah, it uses the word, mitzvah uses the word tzedakah. So the simple idea basically is that things work in a reciprocal way. So, emotions are two types of realities in this world. There's a physical reality and then there's emotional reality, and they work very differently. Because physical reality, everything has its time and space and place, and so if you want two things to be next to each other, you have to pick them up and put them next to each other. They could be far, they could be close, but that's physical distance. But in the spiritual world and in the emotional world, distance is not measured by far or close. It's measured by love. And love, it says, Ruach Aisi Ruach Umamshich Ruach. One heart inspires the other heart and brings it towards it. So if I love you or you feel love for me, you will automatically respond in love. And vice versa, if a person feels hate or a person feels fear, it creates these responses. I was once teaching basically this concept, and there was a guy, he was a biker or bike rider, and he told me it's very true, because when this was in South Africa, we'd go through certain neighborhoods that were a little bit dark, and he says, whenever I'm in a good mood and I'm positive, I say hello to everybody, I get hello back. And if I'm maybe a little afraid and I'm kind of cold, I get cold back. And you'll see this very clearly in life. The people that have lots of joy around them are the people that spread lots of joy, and the people that don't feel that the world is a joyful place is because perhaps out of fear we're not engaging. And so the thing is that with God, first he made the world, and then he gave the world to us. What does that mean practically? It means that the spirit that we have comes back to us. And it's very, very important to understand this, especially in this moment, in this time right before Mashiach. It actually does say that before Mashiach comes, the money will empty out of the wallet. The Rebbe says we could do this in a positive way, which means we can give the money to charity. The Rebbe speaks about there are three types of charitable contributions. There's 10%. Obviously, it's not talking, a person has to eat first. Everybody should give at least a coin, but if a person could afford to, 10%, beyond that's 20%, and beyond that is everything. People don't necessarily need to hold $1 million in the bank. A lot of people don't have that, and they're just fine. So the point is that giving our life to the state of giving, and that is a conscious choice, because the normal state that a human being is in is a state of taking. When we're born, people don't want to be takers. But when you're born, you're forced to be a taker. You get hungry, you're forced to cry, so eventually you become quite comfortable in the taking mechanism. And so switching that around to be like God, who's just constantly giving every single second. God is giving, he's creating with tremendous humility. There's a lot of things he doesn't like, but he does it anyway because he wants us to grow and he wants us to realize. Somebody once asked the Rebbe, he said, if a young person once asked the Rebbe, if God doesn't like wars, why does he allow them? So the Rebbe replied that God wants people to realize that war is bad. And so this is the nature of reality, that basically the main way that we bring down the blessing is that we are the blessing. By being the blessing, we cause the blessing. By giving it all, we get God to give all. L'chaim v'levracha.